All right, it's manoomin cooking time, so you should have your kits that I handed you out. In it, you'll find your strawberries. If you're not cooking right away, when you get home, take these out, put them in the fridge. You'll find your dried cranberries. You'll find your manoomin, and you'll find your maple syrup. So, as it says, what you want to do is take 2.5 cups of water and put them into a pot. I use 2 cups, so I could just do it like this. Generally, just refill them, don't waste them. 2.5 cups of water, the manoomin, and the dried cranberries. These all go into the pot. Oh, and the cinnamon is with it. I thought they forgot the cinnamon, but they mixed it in because there wasn't a separate container for it. So the cinnamon is with the dried cranberries, and they all go into the pot. Now that we're ready to cook, I'll put it on the stove. At first, put it up to high to get the boil going, but you're gonna turn it down once it gets to boiling. Give it lots of stirring to make sure everything gets together, and then keep an eye on it until it gets up to boiling, and at that point, you'll turn it down. Okay, so now we got a nice rolling boil, as you can see there. So we want to turn it way down because we're just going to simmer it low. So you don't want to overcook it. Now, it takes, according to the recipe, 45 minutes. Most of the time that myself and students in the past have made this, we found that's not enough to cook it. So we actually need a bit more time. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a timer for 10 minutes. And every 10 minutes I'm going to check the water level as well, because if it goes dry, you could burn your pot as well. So you just got to keep an eye on it. So now what you can do next is it's a good time to prepare the strawberries. So have our strawberries here. I'm going to wash them, and then I'm just going to chop their heads off.
Go.
Okay, I've washed my strawberries. Now I'm just taking the stems off them, and that's it. They're going to go in whole in about 45 minutes from now, so I'm just getting them ready. So once you're done with your strawberries, you'll want to do something that doesn't take you too far away. Do not leave cooking unattended. Don't get distracted by your phones. Make sure you're paying attention. So I'm going to find something to occupy my time that doesn't completely take me away. No, that's a checkmate. You beat me again. Good work. Okay, so my first timer is gone. As you can see, the manoomin's starting to cook, but the water's gone down a fair bit. So I'm going to actually, even after the first 10 minutes, add a bit more water because I do not want this to dry out. Not too much. You don't want to lose the boil, but that will keep it from burning as long as there's moisture. So another 10 minutes and we'll see you again. Okay, so we've now cooked for 45 minutes and it's actually looking quite good. It's split open, it's curled, so this is what the cooked manoomin should look like. So for the first time, I'm going to think 45 minutes was the right amount of time. Now I added a bunch of water throughout. I didn't bother you with showing you every time, but throughout the 45 minutes, I added more water 5 times, and it's just barely been enough. So make sure that you're doing it. At this point, I'm going to add the strawberries and the maple syrup. Mix it in, and then we cook for 5 more minutes for those flavors to mix with the manoomin, and then we are done. Mix it in. One more timer for 5 minutes, and then we'll see how it turns out. And that is our last 5 minutes. So here's our cooked pot of manoomin. I'm just gonna bring it over here, and because I have 4 people in my family, and divide it into 4 bowls. You can divide it as many as you want. So, when you're done this, I'll ask, take a picture and post on D2L. There's a discussion site to tell us what you think of the cooking process and the taste. Yeah, so I hope everybody enjoys it.